Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about chapter 9, coordinate geometry, right? So today I'm going to talk about the second part of coordinate geometry. So let me move to the next slide and kickstart our lesson. Okay, over here, I already have my x and y axis, and they are both labeled, right? So today we are going to look at straight lines, right? So let's start off with a straight line. So let me not use this. Let me use, I don't make this one. Let me use this instead. Okay. So I hope you can see my straight line, which is here. And what is the equation of this straight line? Clearly, y is equal to 6. Alright, so no matter what is your value of your x, okay, no matter what is the value of x, your y is always 6, right? So by the way, y is equal to 6 is a straight line that is horizontal, right? So now let me move on. So what about this? What about this straight line? Right? Hope you can see. Not, let me make it thicker. Alright, so this is another straight line, and this straight line was the equation of this straight line. So over here it cuts the x to about 9. No, x is equal to 9, I'm sorry. So the equation of this straight line, x is equal to 9. So regardless for this straight line, okay, regardless of the values of y, it's always x is equal to 9. All right, so we have looked at these two cases. All right, so now let's move on to look at this. Or before that, let me just mark the points first. Okay, so let me mark this. This is my -4 and 1. All right, so the convention is this is always your x coordinate, and followed by a comma, and followed by your y coordinate. All right, and then you have a bracket. So these two coordinates of x and y, they pair up to give you a point. So let me call this point A. All right, now let me get another point. Okay, let me get 6 and 3. Okay, so 6 and let me call this point B. Okay, so by the way, with 2 points, okay, you can start to link up these 2 points and you will get a straight line. Okay, so remember, if you need to draw a straight line, you need 2 points, right? You need 2 points to draw a straight line. All right, so now you have this straight line. Let me change the color, so in red. So what if you are asked to find the equation of this straight line? Okay, so what if you are asked to find the equation of this line? Okay, this straight line. So how are you going to find out? All right, so first thing first, okay, equation of a straight line, okay, it has this general form, okay, y is equal to mx plus, okay, and your job is to figure out m and c in case. All right, so m over here is the gradient, of the straight line. Alright, and C here is the y-intercept. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can find the gradient. Alright, so the gradient, there is a formula to find the gradient. So the gradient is actually y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So in this case, okay, you either pick this pair first, okay, or you can pick this pair first. Okay, if so, in this case, I'm going to use 6 as my x1 and 3 as my y1. So therefore, this minus 4 will be my x2, and then this 1 will be my y2. Alright, so with this, I can actually find out my gradient of this straight line, right? So y1 is 3, and this y2 is 1, x1 is 6, over here is minus 4, minus 4, right? So you're supposed to get 3 over 10. Alright, so that will be the gradient. Alright, so once you have this gradient, okay, once you have this gradient, there are two ways to find the y-intercept, which will give you the value of C. Alright, so one of them is you can actually just look from the graph. Okay, so y-intercept, so what's the meaning of intercept? Intercept means it cuts, right? Okay, so y-intercept means the point that it cuts. Okay, so look from the graph for the point that the line cuts by this. Okay, so can you see from this graph? So the point that it cuts, okay, the y-axis is this. All right, so if this is your 1.5, I will guess this is more or less like your 1.8. Okay, so your C is actually 1.8. Yes, all right, if you look from the graph, right? So but in other words, if you just look at this graph and find out the value, okay, find out the value of your y-intercept, which is your C, I think this is a very crude way to find the y-intercept. Why? Because if you look at here, so you have to estimate, okay, you have to estimate somehow, right? So that is not a very accurate way to find out the y-intercept C here, okay? But luckily, we have another way, okay, which is by calculation. How? So since you already have your gradient, okay, so what you can do is you can actually sum in the value of your gradient. So the gradient is equal to 0.3, which is also fancy. So 0.3, alright. So the gradient is 0.3, and then just need to pick one pair of x and y. So I have decided to pick this, alright. So my x is 6, right? So plus C. So what is my y? So the y is 3. Alright. So with this, you can clearly see your C is equal to 3 minus your this 1.8. Right. Then you will get what? You will get 0.2. Okay. Alright. So let me double check the. Okay. Let me check answer. So looks like I make a mistake. Why? Because first thing first. From the graph itself, okay, this point, this y-intercept is definitely more than 1.5. But over here, my answer is 1.2. Okay, so therefore, I definitely have made a mistakes. So with the mistake, so it's important to realize where your mistakes are. So in this case, I can clearly see 3 minus 1 is actually 2. Okay, 3. Alright, so 6 minus 4 is 10. Okay, so over here it should be 0.2. All right. So if the gradient is 0.2, that's 0.2. So I'm supposed to 3 minus 1.2. Okay. By the way, this video is live, so I don't want to make it perfect and go and edit it until the video is perfect. So sometimes I make mistakes along the way. So this is just part and parcel of a teacher's life or student's life. You know, everybody makes mistake, but the important thing is make a mistake and self-correct it. Okay, so 3 minus 1.2 is 1. Okay, so can you see, you can either read from the graph or actually use calculation. All right, so once you have this, your m and your c found, so your equation of the line is given like this. Just have to replace the m, the 0.2, and so this will be the equation of the line. Which line? Line. Okay, so it's also a good practice to write down the equation of the line just beside a straight line. All right, so some students, they must be thinking, why not I find out my y and x? Why not? Right? So the simple answer to you is, if you look at this straight line, can you see at different points, you have a different values of x and y. All right, so what I mean here is, can you see at this point, okay, your x and y is -4 and 1. Okay, at a different point here, can you see your x is 0 and your y is 1.8. Okay, can you start to see at this point your x is 6 and your y 3. So can you see your x and y, they are not fixed along the line. All right, but for this equation of the line, what is fixed? All right, so for this straight line, okay, two things are fixed: the gradient and the y-intercept. Okay, they are fixed. Right, so uh, something is missing here. Yeah, so these two, okay, these two are not variables. Okay, m and c are fixed for this red straight line. All right, so while your x and y, okay, they are variables. What I mean by variables, okay, so x and y keep changing, okay, along this red line. So there is no point for you to write down the value of y and x. So there is no point for you to find out the value of y and x when it comes to the equation of a straight line. Okay, so therefore you have your y is equal to 0.2x plus 1.8. So both the gradient m 0.2, c is plus 1.8, and both m and c, they are fixed, while your x and y keep changing along the line. Right, so I hope you can appreciate, okay, why I have to find out my m and c but not my x and y. All right, so it's all because of these two concepts. All right, so variables, the meaning of variables means, okay, it changes. All right, okay, so with this, I'm more or less done. So thank you for watching my video. Bye bye.